I dove into the news. I don't mean to be mean to the PA to Pennsylvania, but I do have some stats that will shock you. But I wanted to focus on this story because this is something we're seeing a lot of. And if you don't know what a BEC attack is, business email compromise. And this is an actual letter that got leaked from the town of Arlington, Massachusetts, when they recently had a business email compromise attack. And I don't know if Chuck, if you've ever seen a letter like this, but I know I had never seen a letter of a city coming out talking about the cyber attack. This is the first one I'd ever seen, even though we know these attacks are happening.
Yeah. Yep.
Very rarely do these cities, leak this information, but it got leaked. They ended up paying a ransom of $450,000 or just under, and they managed to recover about 3,000. And what I'm getting at is these cyber criminals, they're going after cities. They're going after education facilities. They're going after the low-hanging fruit. They're going after businesses that don't have cyber tools in place because those enterprise companies like the Pepsis, the Walmarts, the GMs, the Apples, the Citibanks, they already have solutions in place. And they have been taking cybersecurity seriously for years. But you know who doesn't? The mom and pop shops. All right. So you guys are in Pennsylvania. I love this. I love this map. I was Googling to find a good map.
That's great.
And I thought this one was a fun one. Probably from the 1970s here. I didn't know you guys were called the Keystone State, even though I've been to PA many times. But this is where I would do a little drum roll here. And states most at risk for cyber attacks. Chuck, how does this make you feel here when you see
this
your
is a
number
powerful
2
list? Yeah, that's a powerful list for sure. Wow.
And it's weird that most of the others that are quite close to it, Hawaii, Nevada, Florida, and then Arizona, 4 of the top 6 are all warm weather destinations with a lot of retirees, a lot of pensioners, and a lot of people that aren't working. And what's so crazy is that these cyber criminals are focusing a lot on the young and the old because they know they don't have that cybersecurity training that they should. When I always do a talk, I always have to look at what's going on in your local state. And as you may have guessed, if anyone's listening, just put in Pennsylvania or PA cyber attacks, and you're going to be shocked what pops up. Chuck, have you seen any of these stories before? Have you seen all of them? Have you seen a handful? What would you say?
Yeah, the Wayne Memorial Hospital, that's a familiar one. Yep. And Scranton too, the Scranton School District. So that's actually not that far from us in Lancaster.
Oh, really?
Yep, probably a 2-hour drive from here. Yep.
I was worried I was going to see that the Scranton attack was on Dunder Mifflin. I'm very excited that it's not. Being a huge fan of The Office, as you could probably tell by my
I was going to say your backdrop
earlier.
Yeah. Nice.
When I had my son 2 years ago, that was the only show we could watch because we didn't have a brain to watch anything else because we were so sleep deprived. So I think I've watched The Office 3 or 4 times front to back. And if nobody's watched the UK version, gotta watch the UK version as well because it's great. It's actually more cringeworthy than the US version. But what I'm getting at here is I could put a South Dakota cyber attacks, Wisconsin cyber attacks, Ohio cyber attacks, and you're going to get a lot of the same stuff. A lot of city attacks. Hospitals are being attacked left, right, and center. And I mean, you've got 4 kids. You've got 4 times as many as me. I know if my kid couldn't get life-saving surgery or get a blood transfusion or get care needed, it would break me. And I'm up here in Canada. We had our largest pediatric hospital in the entire country got taken down by a cyber attack. And for 4 days, they had to go manual. And so many kids were at risk. And it's so sad to see that these cyber criminals now are taking down the pillars of our society that never used to get attacked. So if you can believe it, there was a couple gray areas that cyber criminals never would dabble in, which were education and healthcare. And basically since COVID, everyone said, you know what, we're going after everybody.